Right then, so shall we just get into it? Cool, let's go. So we're having a bit of a problem at the moment in which we can't actually see skins on the market. That's a problem, alright? But we can still figure out prices. There's still things to discuss. Maybe this issue, this problem, won't last for another hour or so. So for all of you in the Americas, where it's still the evening time for you, you could still wait it out and then potentially do the fastest buy order because, well, we can't see anything. It is a big problem. And yeah. Anyway, so pricing. What are we going to want to do? What are we going to sit in here and say? So let's start off with the Constellations Metal Double Door. That is the currently best-selling abnormal skin. It's done over 16,000 sales. Everything's looking pretty alright there. But in terms of an investment, what are we going to do? Now, chat, recently I made a bit of a big fuss about talking about we just had the storage room door come out the previous week. Then during the current Twitch drops that are still going on for Streamerland, they gave away a free sheet double door skin. And then we got this one appearing literally the week later. But there's something that is positive, and that is, this isn't down that much. It's down, but it's not down by much. So if we go, can't do it, can you? That's unfortunate. But you know what? You can still do this. If you go to the market week for the specific skin you want to look at, click this. I can still see the details on the market. I can still see what the current listings are and what the current buy orders are. So, for all of you out there, if you cannot see the prices on Steam for whatever reason, you can still use scmm to do it for you. So I can still see the listings. There's currently 62 of these on the market at the moment, and the buy orders are still going all the way up to about $2.10. There is still good support. It hasn't crashed. It hasn't gone terrible. Only about 15 quantity here is below the rust door price out of 62. Now 62 is below average for a quantity for a skin, a rust skin on the Steam market. So what I'm led to believe is this collection, or rather these doors, seem to be a very reliable investment. They seem to be perfectly fine to buy into. Now, how many of them out of all of the marketable ones that exist? How many of them are below their rust door price? 1, 2, scroll. 2. That is it. So this is most likely linked to the fact that we just don't see the sheet metal double door skins appear that much. We waited almost 10. What was it? So this came out in December, and it took about 10.5 months to finally get a new double sheet metal door to appear, and then obviously one appeared right after. But because we don't really have many of them that appear, and we don't have a massive amount, this seems to be perfectly fine. And then you look at this, and you've got this Constellations double door right here, and this looks like it's starting to turn into a collection. So, Cavency, the creator, you might know him for being the guy that made Outer Planets collection. Very successful in getting many Outer Planets doors deployables being accepted. Well, it looks like he's turning this into a collection. So, he got this accepted, and now he's made an armoured door. That might get accepted, and then we might see plenty of other doors. And then, in good time, people might be invested into the Constellations collection just as much as they're invested into the Outer Planets collection. And we've seen that being very successful, haven't we? We've seen Outer Planets being very successful. So, with the amount of skins that got accepted, and the amount of them in the positive, yeah. So good job, Quincy. Nice to see. Right, so back to here. Well, what are we going to consider for a price? Well, with this room door over here only down by 8% at the moment, what's the likelihood that this is going to potentially have more on the market? We don't fully know. But there is one more thing that we need to address. What's the likelihood that we see another double sheet metal door skin come out for this collection? Quite likely. Why? Right there. Locker room double door appeared earlier this week, and there's a fairly good chance it might be accepted tomorrow for the rust door rotation. So that'll be the 13th. So I don't imagine Sil will be making any more double doors. I think he's probably just going to do 2 of each door. So 2 sheet metal doors, 2 sheet double doors, maybe some other doors, maybe some wooden doors. We'll see. Maybe there's some garage doors potentially to be made. I reckon it's going to be 2 of each, but each of what? We don't know the ideas that he's going to put forth, but we'll learn soon because he'll be submitting them to the workshop. But what I'm saying is, room door collection so far has been successful in getting something accepted for every instance that he's submitted something. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets accepted, and that means another sheet double door being accepted. And then, of course, we have Halloween. Are we going to see some interesting sheet double door skins potentially appear? Well, as of now, I haven't seen a sheet double door appear just yet. But then of course, you've also got Christmas potentially. We've still got plenty of time for more Halloween submissions and whatnot. And then, of course, as I said, Christmas. So I can at least see there's a very high potential in that a new double sheet metal door might come out. But will it really conflict with that? I'm not sure. With this, because it's perfectly unique, it's special in its own way. That's probably the best way of saying it. Kind of like Outer Planets, it's got a unique design. It's also the beginning of a new collection, a new deplorable collection. I reckon this is actually going to be much better in comparison to the storage room door. I reckon in good time, this will be going up in price and doing very well. Now, what's a fairly good comparison? Well, I think I want to take a look at the Outer Planets doors, and I'll just quickly look at this. And here we are. So we did have Outer Planets double door here, and that was the beginning of the collection. That's now selling for almost $8, and it did sell for $3. Do you see what I see? Now that sold at almost just over 24,000. This new Constellations door, which is fairly similar in design, it's probably not going to be no more than 17,000 sales. Chat, I think in the long term, this will be probably a very nice investment as time goes on. Now, the The Outer Planets double door has flourished, probably because we simply haven't seen hardly any new skins for a long time, and because of that, it just kept going higher and higher and higher in price. Will we see something similar happen next year with this? It's very likely. It is very likely. So, with the sheer lack of new skins appearing this year, will we see the same thing happening next year? It very likely could happen. We shall see. But for a new, unique identity, a new, unique collection, I think this is going to be doing very nicely. So as a buy order, there's a lot of justification there. I'm very sorry, but I'm sure you feel a whole lot more justified now when I sit here and say you could probably push for maybe a $2 buy order in this. Pick them up now for cheap. And by the time we hit post-Christmas time, late December, early January, I wouldn't be surprised if this is selling for around $4 a piece. It hasn't sold a ridiculous amount. It's looking like it could easily be a very nice investment for the future, long-term investing. But if you were to buy them, again, it's abnormal. We don't need to rush into buying it. Let's take our time. Let's see what the buy orders look like, and then we'll make a consideration. Then we'll make a consideration whether to buy some tomorrow. We need to see the support before we consider actually going ahead and buying some. That's what I would say. Playing it safe. So that's there. I'm going to do either a $1.50 buy order or a $2 buy order. I've got 2 accounts, so I'll make a consideration. Now we'll look at chainmail poncho. So with the chainmail poncho, this has sold a lot less compared to the previous 2 that came out. Arctic Camo Poncho and Blackout Poncho sold over 41,000 each. They are both now below their rust door price. This quite a lot more. I'm not surprised at all that this has happened with the amount of sales, of course. And clearly, people are kind of scared. So people got like scared off from investing into this, which has helped this out quite a lot. Why? Well, with a lot less potential purchases and excess, means if there's anything that could potentially increase its demand, increase its value, it's going to very likely flourish and increase in price by quite a lot. Now, I wonder if something like that might be appearing. Well, chat, guess what? What did we see appear earlier this week? He doesn't have a collection, but here it is. The chainmail burlap head wrap armour. Mr. Legacy has indeed added more to this collection. It's now a collection because there's more than one. So, he's added to it. And if that gets accepted, do you think the poncho will go up in price? I'm pretty sure it would. So, there's a pretty good potential for the current position that this poncho is in, that this could be increasing in price simply because people haven't been going crazy buying them out like madmen, like the Arctic Camo poncho and the blackout poncho. And if we do see that being accepted, I wouldn't be surprised if people want to buy that burlap head wrap just so they can combo it. You know, dress up as knights, run around with their swords, attack random people. You know, just the normal. So, I think that's got a decent future ahead of it if it gets accepted. And then, yeah, that of course would go up in price. So, I can see a potential increase in demand simply because the creator has decided to add more to it. But let's not forget, I thought the exact same thing with the Arctic Camo poncho. I thought we might potentially see that armour. Do you remember? The hide armour still hasn't been accepted. And now, what do we see? Arctic protection bucket helmet, guys. I want it. It's glow in the dark as well, apparently. So, yeah. If we saw Arctic hide armour being accepted, that very likely could jump back up in price. It's all about reactionary nature of the rust economy. Yes, normally with the core pieces of clothing and armour, when new pieces appear, the pre-existing pieces jump up in price. I feel the same thing can happen with the ponchos and their other potential corresponding skins. So this, with a lot less sales overall, has a much better chance of flourishing because there's a lot less of a chance that there's going to be oversaturation, there's going to be excess purchases. So that's looking like something I'm going to do a $1 to $1.50 buy order on. I've got two accounts. I'll do one for $1. My second buy order, I'll do a $1.50 buy order. Sound good? That's what I'm considering. Sound good. Right. And then we got the Elite Crate AK-47. Right. Gentlemen. Okay. You know the routine. You know what I'm going to sit here and say. It's an AK-47 skin. We are oversaturated with AK-47s. Take a look at all of these AKs that have come out in all of 2022. There's quite a lot of them, isn't there? Only adds fuel to the fire. Down 67, down 19%, down 55, down 49, down 40, down 51, down 34, down 72, down 53, down 51, down 49, down 45, down to 49, down 49, down 61, down 50, down 55. I wonder if this one's going to do alright. Maybe. But a lot of you might be sitting there saying, oh, but it's $3.49. Surely it will save up some of its value. Well, Kevlar AK was $3.49. Now it sells for 99 cents in the Steam market. Yeah. Problems. So, Elite Crate, it is part of a collection. We got the SAR, now we got the AK. Now, the AK originally was put onto the Steam. It was originally submitted in a workshop 2 years ago, and it was randomly accepted this past week, so okay. And with that being accepted, the creator decided to make an MP5 as well. Maybe it could go up in price if we start to see an Elite Crate collection appearing. But, guys, we know how the routine normally is with the AK-47s. I'm going to sit here and assume that, I'm going to sit here and say $1, perfectly fine. $1 is perfectly fine. Now you could probably do a $1.50 buy order as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of crashes down in price fairly quickly. I mean, we got to take a look at the buy order support tomorrow, but we'll probably see it now. It depends. We don't know if the Steam market is fixed. Steam market does not look fixed at the moment, so we're in for a bit of a surprise. I don't think we're going to be able to do abnormals tonight. I mean, we got, what, 2.5 minutes to go? So, Ox AR was a big fail. $5 now selling for pennies. I don't think the Ox AK was selling for $5, mate. Let's go take a quick look. Ox AK, right there, I just saw it. Where is it? Ox AK sold for $3.49, not $5, mate. I think you got that wrong, mate. So yeah, very similar situation. It doesn't matter. It could be a very expensive AK. I can see here with only just barely over 10,000 sales that there just isn't any demand for it. Now, also, we need to take something into consideration. What might that be? Well, there's some very interesting skins in the... There's some very interesting AK skins in the Rust Halloween submissions. So, there's a very nice looking glow-in-the-dark AK here. You've got Cursed Wanderer as well. There's also... Where's that really cool looking monster AK? I can't seem to find it. But yeah, this is something you've got to be aware of. There's going to be some very wacky, insane, awesome looking designs being made for Halloween. So do you honestly think people are going to remain attached to this? No. No. They're going to drop it the very second they see the next cool looking AK. And gentlemen, I assure you, I showed this on the Saturday Skin Showcase. This looks really, really, really cool. It's a really cool looking glow-in-the-dark AK. It doesn't give off your position that much. And at night, with that Grim Reaper right there, mate, oh, beautiful, wonderful. So, yeah, I just have no faith in that. I'm only going to do $1, and that's it. I'm not going to go do much else. Just quickly reading chat. No meta. I wasn't aware of that, but I don't need that. I don't need that meta. Don't worry. Chat, we've got 20 seconds to go. Right then, I guess we'll give this a shot. So, if you ever need to figure out how can I get links to Rust skins that haven't come out yet, well, with SCMM, click, click, click. Just click the marketplace and it'll produce a link. There we go. Now, will they actually appear? Well, we're about to find out. So, chat, YouTube, it's now 1 o'clock. Refresh, 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 refresh. I don't think it's going to work. So this is a new potential skin that is now marketable. People can sell this right now. But the thing is though, whilst people can list things, people cannot search, people cannot see, people cannot buy order. I can't do anything. I can't do anything. You can't do anything. I can't do anything. We can't do anything. We can't do abnormals. So I just wanted to record this just to show how of a bit of a problem this is. And this is very likely going to affect us in being able to see how much demand there is for these new skins. Because let's say this isn't fixed over the course of the next 12 hours or so, we're going to have hardly any data to take a look at and consider, maybe this will hold up its price. Maybe it's a good idea to buy into some of these just before the Rustle rotation happens. I can't do that because refresh doesn't exist. I can't see it. I can't buy order it. So yeah, this is unfortunate. Things like this sometimes happen, but it's just got to live with it. But when it does eventually become marketable, here's the thing. We do have the CSGO Major appearing in about two weeks' time. So, CSGO Rio Major. Liquipedia, please. We know all the teams that have made it. It's starting on October 31st and ends halfway through November. All the teams are here. Chat, YouTube, you've got to be prepared. This is very likely going to have a very negative effect on Rust skins. People who own Ruskins are very likely going to liquidate. They're going to sell all their Ruskins, get money, and throw it towards CSGO again. And because of that, because everybody's intending to try and sell their Ruskins rather than, have a nice healthy balance of buying and selling, because more people are going to try and sell, prices are going to get devalued because people are going to keep undercutting each other, trying to sell theirs so they can quickly get some money. But with that, it's a great opportunity to buy in. And once we're done with Halloween, I'm going to have a very nice discussion in the future talking about making investments for Christmas, festive, cold, winter, icy themed skins for December time. They flourish very nicely as we get closer to December and during December. That's for the future. But I thought about talking about that now because it's not like I can do buy orders. How very unfortunate. It sucks, but yeah. So, unfortunate.